listen, I don't know when we started pre-season for this season, if you understand what I mean, but it's a very, very long time since, and it matches in August. I assume give 4 or 6 weeks before that. It's been a long season. I mean, how's the energy level or enthusiasm for the player rugby again at the top level?
Yeah, it's still certainly there. I think we started, for some reason, I have June 22nd in my head, so it's been over a year now. So it's been a long season, but it's probably been the one that I've been most involved in and my first real sort of breakthrough season. So I'm still only young. I've still a lot of energy in me. So yeah, still really looking forward to these 2 games and I suppose capping off a good season, hopefully.
It's a time being, as you say, what's been a really good season for you, bit off out of rugby this year, and Japan, I think, will obviously be a huge test.
Yeah, they're a serious side. Obviously, they got one over us in the World Cup as well, and they put on a good performance last week against the Lions. So, like, they're a serious side. So, yeah, we know it's going to be a big challenge for us. We've got a few new lads in, and I suppose our Lions contingent away. So, it's going to be a tough game, but we've had a good week's training. We're building well, and everything's starting to come together nicely. So we're really looking forward to the game now.
Now, not suggesting you're an old man by any stretch of the imagination, but you said it yourself. There are in there. I mean, there must be huge enthusiasm there, and a really kind of competitive turn.
Sorry, Michael, you're sort of breaking up there. I couldn't get the gist of that question.
Apologies. I said I'm not suggesting you're an old man.
Okay.
Younger players, because after coming in, I mean, there must be a kind of almost a fresh enthusiasm there amongst at this stage.
Yeah, definitely. A few younger lads coming in, getting a chance. Like they always bring energy. The likes of Craig Casey, Paul Boyle. Not that I'm much older than myself now, but it's great to have a few fresh faces in. And like it wasn't long ago, it was only about 9 months now that I was in their shoes coming into camp for the first time. So I know exactly what they're feeling and what they can bring to the table. And they've been great. They've sort of jumped straight in and taken it all in their stride. Cheers, thanks, Michael.
Hugo, just touched on there, it's mad to think that a year ago you were an uncapped Ireland player, and since then you've not missed a beat. You've become a fixture in the team, and I guess you could describe yourself as one of the senior players in this squad with all the young guys. How can you possibly go about reflecting on these last 12 months for you personally? And could you have believed any of that this time last year?
No, I suppose, it has all just happened very quickly, hasn't it? I suppose I got a bit of luck at the start of the season. A few injuries sort of led my way into the that sort of end of the Six Nations, Autumn Nations block, and it's been such a busy period that you don't have much time to reflect on it that much, and it's really just been big game after big game after big game. So you can't really sort of rest on your laurels and get comfortable, because it's always about performing for the next match and keeping your hand in the team. And luckily I've been able to stay injury free and been keeping my name on that team sheet, which is the main thing. But I've really enjoyed the year. It's been an unbelievable experience. There's been some highs and some lows, obviously. And yeah, maybe 2 weeks' time, hopefully we'll have 2 more wins in the bag, and I can reflect on it a bit more at that stage.
As a squad, what are you looking really to, aside from the 2 wins, obviously building on the back of a strong end to the Six Nations, what are you looking to gain in this group of 2 games at the time you have together?
I suppose there's a lot of getting to know people as well and making those connections, and so we put a lot of effort into that, because we really want to make it a team feeling come Saturday. And like when you get to know the lads a lot more, it makes it extra special to be out there with them. And like we all want to be representing Ireland, and like for the first time we're going to have fans in the stadium as well. So there's also that aspect to it, and doing them proud and putting on a performance, and I suppose performance basically for them as well, and to make them proud of it. And they've been waiting at home watching all the games, and especially for my family, like they've never seen me playing a green shirt. So hopefully, if selected, I think they'll be there regardless anyway. But they're really looking forward to it, and so am I.
Cheers, Hugo. Best of luck.
Cheers, Michael.
Hi, Hugo. How's on? Just on that, I mean, as I said, this is your first Ireland game. Sport is in the stadium, so I mean, it must be a big deal to your family to get the opportunity to hopefully in the next 2 weeks see you play for Ireland.
Yeah, definitely. They're all rugby mad in there, and it's not even my close family, it's my extended family. I've got my two grannies big into the rugby now. They probably would have never watched the game before that. So that's great excitement for them, and it's been a great distraction for the likes of them and uncle and aunts and friends even as well. So there hasn't been too much to do over the last maybe 18 months. So sport is a great distraction, and it's been great in that sort of element of it. So yeah, hopefully Saturday will be an extra bit special, and to see them in the crowd will be a really special feeling, something I suppose I've always dreamed of. So yeah, looking forward to it, as I was saying.
And looking at Japan, I know you touched on it with Michael earlier, but they've obviously got a pretty handy back three there. What has stood out to you in your analysis of them and the way they try to play the game?
Yeah, like they've got a bit of a mix of everything. Like obviously Matsushima's he's rapid, like we all know him from Clermont and from the World Cup gone. And then they've Lafita, who's obviously a bit more of a ball carrier, big presence, and Yamanaka as well, who's that sort of ball player. So they've got a good mix in their back three, and like yeah, they've got a wide variety of threats and challenges, and they like to play that wide-to-wide game. So we'll have our hands full.
That focus on creativity and kind of the way they look to play the game at pace, I presume there's lots of aspects of the game that you'd be a fan of yourself, just in the way you try to play.
Yeah, definitely. Like, how can you not appreciate Matsushima? Like he's got that X factor, doesn't he? So you always look at these players when you're scouting them, like even trying to take bits out of their game to add to yours and whatnot. So yeah, it'll be a good challenge for us, but I think we'll be ready come Saturday.
Great, so thanks. Hey Hugo, how's it going?
Good, Pat. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Thanks very much. I wanted to just ask about that. Like, you know a lot about the Japanese players, and you've been following them closely. But just your own memories. Like, where were you watching that World Cup game? You know, when Ireland got shocked there back in 2019.
I can't remember exactly. I watched the majority of it at home. Like it was obviously in the middle of our season as well. But like I remember, like it was such a tight game. A few small bounces didn't go our way, and that was sort of the difference of it. And like I think Japan proved in that whole tournament, not just in that game, that they're a serious side. And like they even put it up to South Africa in that playoff match as well, and Scotland as well. So yeah, they're a serious side.
And you know, looking at a few of the lads that are in the squad with yourself, I was wondering. I know you kind of score highly in some of the Leinster speed tests. I was wondering if any of the lads are putting it up to you in Ireland training.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Sure, Rob Balakoon's here from the Sevens days, so I'm well used to him. So yeah, he'd definitely. I think he's definitely probably the fastest in the squad. And obviously Mike Lowry's electric as well. So yeah, it definitely shakes things up a bit.
And then just the last one for me is just about your own game. Like, you know, you've been so consistent over the last, couple of years, and really making the jersey your own. But is there anything you're still looking on improving on yourself over the next year or two? Oh,
definitely. Like there's a good few things that I have to work on. That I suppose keep pushing on and keep pushing forward, and like it's so good to get a bit of feedback from not only Felipe Contepomi and Stu in Leinster, but also a different set of eyes here with Faz and Caddy and stuff. And they give you little different things to work on that I suppose Leinster coaches, and it's good to have a different set of eyes in that regards, and they all I think they link together and they push you on and challenge you. So yeah, plenty to work on for this back end of the season, but plus the off season then.
Cheers, Hugo. All the best for the weekend.
Cheers, thank you.
Anything further there, guys, for Hugo?
Yeah, I'll jump in there. Hi, Hugo. I was just wondering, has the 2019 game been talked about much this week? That may have been asked before. I was late on the call, but has it been discussed in the build-up from?
It's been touched on, all right. Yeah, I suppose we said it's a lot of different players are involved at the moment, but we do have a responsibility as a whole, as a collective, to bounce back and to, I suppose, right the wrongs of that game. But at the same time, it's a new group in, new coaching staff, slightly altered anyway. So we have touched on it a small bit, but we're not going to get overworked on it. We've got a lot of other motivations and things to be worrying about as well.
I suppose Japan probably have really shot up the firmament in rugby in the last couple of years. I mean, in years past they would have been considered a minnow, whereas now they're, they could perform well in the Six Nations if they were dropped into it, or their rugby championship even.
Yeah, definitely. Like even the Japan top league, like that's taking huge strides, and you can see like all those like top class international players going over there, and what sort of difference that's made to their senior side then in return. So I think that's paying dividends for them, and yeah, I think they could definitely compete in the Six Nations. So as I was saying earlier, it'll be a tough game again.
Do you think the way they played in that World Cup was an eye-opener for other teams in terms of teams borrowing things they were doing in that World Cup and trying to learn from their style?
Yeah, I suppose they do play with that wide to wide style. Like they pride themselves on I think being fitter and faster than other teams, and moving the point of attack away from, I suppose, the bigger sides that might be coming up against themselves. But I think we're a very fit, fast and physical side, so we're not too different from them. So we'll be ready for the challenge.
Cheers, Hugo. Thanks.
Okay, folks. I think that's probably everyone wrapped up. Thanks, Hugo.
Deadly. Cheers, lads.